The 23-year-old made one senior Arsenal appearance before spells with Atletico Baleares, Podgianina and Morecambe. Miguel Azeez has signed for Carlisle United on a 2-year deal, with the former Arsenal midfielder making another permanent move as he looks to rebuild his career, the leaving Highland. Carlisle have paid Morecambe an undisclosed fee for the 23-year-old, who becomes the first playing addition under Rob Elliott at Brunton Park. Azeez joined Arsenal's academy at the age of 5 and was regarded as one of Highland's more technically gifted midfielders during his development. He was used across the centre of the pitch as a 6, 8 and 10, with academy staff reportedly seeing elements of a deep-lying playmaker in the Sergio Busquets mould. For all that promise, his senior Arsenal career amounted to one competitive appearance, which came on the 10th of December 2020, when he came off the bench, the Europa League win away to Dundalk. A series of loans followed before he left Arsenal permanently in 2024, signing for Atletico Baleares on a free transfer, and then Podgianina in Greece 6 months later, before returning to England with Morecambe in 2025. Azeez said Carlisle's ambition and support were important factors in his decision to join the club. "I am really happy. Thank you for the welcome," he said to the official Carlisle United website. "I really can't wait to get started, and I feel like it's going to be a good season for all of us." When I first heard about the interest, I was really happy that a club with that magnitude could be interested in me. In that interview, Azeez said his years at Arsenal shaped him both on and off the pitch. "I was there from the age of 5 until around 20, 21, he explained. "So, it was my schooling of football, and I'd say I learned a lot from great players and also just certain things like discipline and being driven. And if you want to reach your goals, you need to sacrifice certain things." His time away from Arsenal on loan, and later abroad after leaving the club, also helped shape his development. "I was playing in different countries at a young age," he added about his time with UD Ibiza, which came in between loans with Portsmouth and Wigan. "So, it made me adapt to my surroundings, and also being in a place which is not home could be quite difficult. I feel like if you are mentally strong, which it did challenge me sometimes, but it eventually made me stronger, and I feel like now nothing can really shape me in a negative way, because I've had lots of up and down experiences, but it was an interesting period of my life." Azeez made clear that he still sees himself as a midfielder who wants to take responsibility in possession. "I love playing in the midfield and getting on the ball and making things happen," he said. "I'm a player with a lot of courage. I like to get the ball in difficult situations." He also acknowledged that the defensive side of his game has had to develop with experience. "It's one of the aspects of my game which I try to work on a lot, because it's always good to have both sides of the game. Coming up at Arsenal as well, it's very technical and tactical possession based, but they don't really teach you a lot of the other side of the game, which I had to learn the more I got older, which I feel like now it's getting better and better." Carlisle United have signed Morecambe midfielder Miguel Azeez for an undisclosed fee on a 2-year deal. The 23-year-old scored 4 goals in 40 National League appearances for the Shrimps last season. The former England under-20 international came through Arsenal's academy, and has also had spells in Spain and Greece. The challenge to him is to come here and show the ability that everyone knows he's got, built on last year, and I think he'll be a real good goal threat for us, boss Rob Elliott told the club website. A former Pompey player once tipped for a big Premier League future, only to sink into non-league, is on the move again. Miguel Azeez was an England youth international and among Arsenal's brightest prospects when he arrived at Fratton Park in August 2021 on a season-long loan. Yet a hugely disappointing Fratton Park stay was cut short at the halfway point after 10 games and 1 goal, with the attacking midfielder subsequently having unsuccessful spells at Wigan, UD Ibiza, Atletico Baleares and Podgianina. where he was relegated from the National League last season after returning to English football. Currently aged 23, he featured 40 times for the Shrimps in 2025-26, scoring 6 times and providing 7 assists. And Carlisle are hoping their first signing of the summer can help inspire them to a Football League return, having lost in the playoffs to Boreham Wood last term. It's someone who has his best years ahead of him. Head coach Rob Elliott told Carlisle's official website, "He's someone that the club have monitored for a while, and I've always thought he was a very good player with fantastic athleticism and real technicality. The challenge to him is to come here and show the ability that everyone knows he's got, build on last year, and I think he'll be a real good goal threat for us. He can play higher, and he can play deeper in midfield, which gives us real versatility, and it means that he really adds to the squad. I think Miguel strengthens that midfield with Callum Whelan and Harvey McAdam, so it puts us in a great position. It's someone who has his best years ahead of him, hopefully developing even more, and can be a big part of the club over the next couple of years." Much was expected of Azeez at Fratton Park when Danny Cowley persuaded Arsenal to loan the hugely promising attacker in August 2021. Representing the then 18-year-old's first loan away from the Emirates Stadium, he was handed his Blues debut, with 2-1 home defeat to Cambridge United in September 2021. The teenager spent the next 6 matches as an unused substitute, while was also absent through England under-20 duty, as Cowley opted to ease him into League One action. There were starts against Harrow Borough and Harrogate Town in the FA Cup, yet the latter resulted in a humiliating 2-1 home defeat in December 2021, when Azeez featured for the full 90 minutes. However, there were better days in the Papa John's Trophy, netting what proved to be his sole Pompey goal in 3-0 victory over Crystal Palace's under-21s. He also started a 3-2 success at Exeter in the same competition, with Ronan Curtis scoring twice in the final few minutes to claim a dramatic win in January 2022. Now, 4.5 years later, he has completed a move to a Carlisle side under new management after Elliott replaced Mark Hughes as boss last month. Azeez, who played at every England youth level from the under-16s to the under-20s, has signed a 2-year deal with the Cumbrians.